keep talking about Baltimore for a little bit and see what comes of it. Don't go away. If you want to increase your client base and sales, then consider this, the Relationship Building Network at RBN. Given the current economic conditions and challenges, we all need to work smarter, make smarter decisions, invest our hard-earned dollars where it'll yield the best return for our investment. Many business professionals claim that the most effective networking group in Orange County is RBN. No other networking group or organization can offer what RBN offers. Make every year your best year. Join RBN and start reaping the benefits today. You know, nearly 3,000 businesses have joined RBN and experienced those benefits. Why join RBN? It's one group. It's one membership. It's no renewals. It's all through Orange County. RBN is a freestyle networking group, no mandatory attendance, no restrictions, no rules, and no penalties. Call them at 949-830-5776 or go to their website at rbninfo.com. That's 949-830-5776. If you've ever dreamed of having your own business to make your life secure, you know Water's Edge Wineries might be just the ticket. In 2004, their founder, Ken Lineberger, created the first winery franchise in California. It was a new concept with all of the functionality of a traditional winery, but without the vineyards. They purchased high-quality grape must from one of the largest winemaking companies in the world. Then they craft each wine carefully and bottle it right at their location. The winery was built to satisfy consumer demand for wine by the bottle and by the glass, but still kept the element of allowing customers to bottle their own custom vintage. Now, they're opening urban wineries across the United States under the brand Water's Edge Wineries. If you've ever dreamed of owning your own winery, it may be in reach right now through Water's Edge Wineries. Just give them a call at 909-468-9463, extension 700. That's Water's Edge Wineries, 909-468-9463. Have you ever found yourself caught between a rock and a hard place? The law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett might be just the answer for you. The attorneys of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett have been serving the Inland Empire since 1989. They're dedicated to the aggressive litigation of civil, criminal, and real estate matters. Over the years, they have recovered tens of millions of dollars for their clients. The firm's practice specializes in litigation of personal injury, accident, slip and fall, real estate, and criminal law cases. The firm provides clients with the care, accuracy, and dedication of experienced attorneys. Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett is located at 10300 4th Street, Suite 150 in Rancho Cucamonga, California. They've been providing the Inland Empire residents with outstanding legal services for over 25 years. They look forward to providing you with aggressive legal representation. Call them at 909-945-5000, where you can talk to a person, not a machine. That's 909-945-5000, the law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett. And now let's get back to our show where we talk about politics, money, and you. And I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza Live on the street at the intersection of business and politics. We're talking to my good friend John Matthews. Now, John has his show Monday through Wednesday from 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific time. It's the Conservative Syndicate, and you can go right to his website, theconservativesyndicate.net, and listen to him live. That way, otherwise you're going to have to search around to find him. That's the easiest way to do it. If you don't even have to agree with John. He's going to give you things to think about, and you'll be glad that you listen to his show. He's got great guests on every single day, so you want to be able to listen to that. So, John, I think you and I agree that the liberal media they're not really reporting the news. It's almost like they're trying to create the news out there and instigate problems. And I'm just tired of hearing this thing 24/7. I mean, I watch a show in the morning that I'm sure you're going to castigate me for watching. I watch the Morning Joe show, and it's a 3-hour show. For 3 hours, he's talking about Baltimore. I'm not even watching that thing anymore. I'm so tired of hearing about Baltimore.
Well, even more to the point, you got to show stations like CNN. It's like you talk about somebody who's got tunnel vision. That's all these guys talk about. I mean, their pundits talk about it. Their news shows talk about it. Wolfblitzer tries to talk about it, but he can't carry a sentence. But the whole idea here is that we've got this. It's not that they're. I guess the best way I would explain it is they're trying to implement the Clinton doctrine on this stuff. Clinton believes that newspapers or news outlets like Al Jazeera are the most influential outlets that are out there, and that's what he thinks media should be doing. They should be influencing. So that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about propagandizing for an agenda. Now, we know right now that the big agenda is 2016. That's the agenda. And so we have to keep inciting and stirring up these bases, because there's something about liberal bases, I guess. If you're not always reminding them about how miserable their lives are, they seem to forget. So you have to keep creating crises, and you have to keep creating things in order to keep everybody stirred up. I think that's what do you want to call it? An attribute of, that old saying, ignorance is bliss. People become ignorant. People become ignorant if you don't remind them after a while that they're not catching on. They're not catching on. And so the idea with liberals is you've got to keep telling them, hey, your life is screwed up. Your life is screwed up, and I can make it better. I can make it better. And most people learn to adjust to their circumstances. If they're really dissatisfied with their life, what do? They do something to change it. Now, the liberal thing is the way you change your life is you get government to step in and change it for you. And that means that there is no personal responsibility or accountability. You just have to follow the sheep. You just have to go wherever you're being led and cooperate. This kid was a perfect example. You could tell he was not a stupid kid. He was rather intelligent.
Well-groomed. Are you talking about the kid that his mom was smacking him, or are you talking about Freddie Gray?
Yeah. I mean, you're not. The guy wasn't walking around with his pants down to his knees and flinging gang signs or anything else. It's like he was enticed by all the rabble and everything to go down and check out what's going on, and he joined in. And he knew when he joined in he was wrong, because, like I said, he acknowledged, my mom had a point. It wasn't supposed to be down there. It wasn't supposed to be doing this. So. Yeah. It's not your average kid in terms of what we're used to seeing, the stereotypes. I guess that's. Well,
John, if you think about what you're saying, and you're absolutely right. This Freddie Gray that died because of the severed spinal cord. That whole thing started because he made eye contact with a police officer. He wasn't doing anything. He just made eye contact, and the police officer aggressively went after him.
Well, I think it would be totally bombastically stupid to say that there are not police officers that violate the code. That they use the code of color, meaning blue, the badge, to carry out their own personal vendettas on people. I mean, I've run into cops that you just tell 2 seconds into a conversation the guy's got an attitude. They're out there. I think some of it is the idea that when you're on duty, you're never knowing what's going to happen. There is a fear for your life, and then you've got probably mounted on that. People have their own personal problems, so you're out there trying to make it through the day, and you probably got problems at home, and this stuff after a while builds up. People just
but don't you believe, John? But don't you believe, John, that a lot of that is true. Police officers are having to face this stuff, and they don't know what they're going to have to face for the day. But they knew what they were getting into when they became police officers. But I think there is a certain segment of the police officers in this country that are just using that as an excuse to do whatever the hell they want.
Oh, obviously. I mean, if you got the IQ of Sequid, you can see that. It's not the idea that the police are above reproach. What it is that the way that the media will grab something that happens. How many other police officers went to work the day Freddie Gray was arrested? Which, by the way, we found some records out there. One of the things we'll be talking about next week in our show is the fact that we found some records that Freddie Gray, just a week before he was arrested, had actually been seeking a lump sum settlement for a back injury that he obtained, that he was already receiving settlements for. And he was that back injury he had was not inflicted by the cops. No, it may have been aggravated, but it wasn't something that the idea that we have cops that are out there just looking for a reason to punch somebody in the face. Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, and I did see in the Associated Press this afternoon a report that one of these police officers that was involved in this thing with Freddie Gray was having psychological problems. He was suicidal.
Well, I think there's a lot more wrong with a lot of our. I think there's some issues with probably more policemen out there than we care to think about. Just like
Sure.
I know in this day and age, there's a lot more crazy people running around the military than there used to be when I was in. You know, the people go in for different reasons, kind of like a priest that goes into the priesthood because he's a homosexual or a child molester. And thinks that if I become a priest, this will all go away, and it doesn't. You know, it's
it's interesting, John, because both of us are old enough to remember a much kinder, more peaceful, different world. Anyway, we'll talk more about that when we come back from this commercial break. We'll be right back with John Matthews and the Conservative Syndicate right after these brief messages. Please don't go away. We got a lot of stuff for you. Isn't it time to shine the spotlight on your expertise? The Interview, starring you. Here's your chance to capture 5 minutes of fame with The Interview. This isn't just any interview. This is your opportunity to showcase your expertise and position yourself as a trusted expert in a one-on-one video interview hosted by Robert Cardoza, host of the nationally syndicated show Robert Cardoza Live and powered by AHA Studios. What is it? A professionally recorded video for your use. Robert Cardoza interviews you on the set where he records his show. Professional interview showcases your expertise and value, shot in a state-of-the-art studio. And what's in it for you? Gain credibility as an expert, earn the trust of your target market, educate in a way that intrigues your audience, gain a powerful marketing tool that offers dozens of uses, website, video sharing sites, social media, email, DVDs, direct mail, lobby video, resumes, profile building, all that kind of stuff. Association with the nationally syndicated celebrity. That's right. And let's talk about AHA Studios. AHA is a strategic marketing firm that leverages the powerful in visual persuasion to help your business create powerful messages that connect with your target market. AHA ventures way beyond strategy, delivering the marketing collateral you need to start driving a new business through your doors. AHA has a full-service, in-house, state-of-the-art production studio to bring your messages to life using video. Discover how to make The Interview work for you. Call 949-831-2222. That's 949-831-2222. AHA Image Studios, Incorporated. Dr. Stephen Tidwell, Gentle Family Dentistry in a caring, personalized environment. Here at Dr. Tidwell's office, we are dedicated to helping you keep your teeth healthy. We are a state-of-the-art dental practice that still believes in traditional values, such as excellent customer service and individual attention. We have a special welcoming offer for you for just $39, a complete exam, personal consultation, professional cleaning, and all necessary x-rays. That's a $266 value for $39. Dr. Tidwell has 2 convenient locations and experienced staff to provide you with professional care and personal attention that you deserve. Call today. Don't delay. A great smile another day. Call 909-944-7308. That's 909-944-7308 for Rancho Cucamonga or San Bernardino. Joel Saltzman is Dr. Wireless. He has turned his considerable expertise into consumer credit risk and wireless security into a highly specialized independent web-based consulting enterprise targeting consumer credit risk analysis and wireless transactional security and monitoring. He works as a wireless analyst, veteran independent agent, and consumer liaison for most wireless telecom carriers and equipment manufacturers. For more than 20 years, corporate and private clients and media audiences have counted on his unvarnished advice while weighing the technology, performance, and cost differences between Sprint, Nextel, AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. Joel specializes in setting up mobile wireless hotspots to be used for disaster preparedness, business continuity, and mobile wireless merchant processing solutions. Call Dr. Wireless at 310-400-4900 or go to his webpage at drwireless.com. Again, call 310-400-4900 or his webpage at drwireless.com. You'll be glad you did. And now, back to our show. And I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza Live on the street at the intersection of business and politics. And we're talking to my good friend John Matthews in the Conservative Syndicate Corner. And John, when we got, just before we went on this commercial break, we were talking about the liberal media. And you know what? It's interesting because it does seem to be just the liberal media that's doing this. But I'm going to take us in another direction, something else that came out. The New York Times, the New York Post, and the... I forget who the other station paper was, came out with this expose today about the Clintons taking a minimum of 1,100 questionable
donations